Hello, this is Gabriela Mittelman, and I would like to answer or to show you some issues that is happening in the markets. So people ask me, why did we get a rally in the last few days? Well, first of all, if you go to my blog, you will see that I upload every article at the beginning of every article the most important aspects that will happen in that month. So I wrote in the blog that heliocentric Mercury enters Gemini. And where can you find that blog? The blog is here, World Financial Markets and Astrology, or if you look for Gabriela Mittelman in YouTube or in Google, you will find a lot of connections to my blog or whatever I write in Twitter or in Telegram groups or wherever. So at the beginning of every article that I upload, this is the new moon in Aries. I write about Israel and what is happening, but more important are the aspects and the positions of the planets during that month. And we can see that on March 28, heliocentric Mercury entered Gemini. So we know that Mercury is very strong in Gemini, and it will bring a volatile market. The question is that Mercury position, will it be backed by other planets? And as I showed you in my Telegram group, that this was a starter for a rally. Okay, let me make it bigger so you can read it. I can't make it bigger. Okay, this was a starter for a rally. Then we got Mercury conjunct Jupiter, and this added to this power. We need power in the markets in order to get a rally. And then we get a Mars 45 Uranus aspect, which brought in more power. And then Mercury conjunct Vesta, it was 7 days from another top. So we have to count the Fibonacci days from every top and every low. Then we got a Mars trine Saturn on the 30th, which blocks any falls, if any. And finally, we got Venus-Uranus conjunction, and I wrote in the blog on this day that we have an exact Venus-Uranus conjunction today, and I write usually at 7 o'clock in the morning or 6:30, and the Nifty is already trading, so I saw that Nifty gapped up, and so most of the Asian markets also started to rally. Now, if I use counting the Fibonacci days or the 5, 7, or 9 days from lows or tops, then I will get also a sit. So I will look for this day for a turning trend. Then if I go to, especially for Nifty, I checked based on the incorporation date. The incorporation date, if I add up the date, I get a 5. And 5 is ruled by Mercury. Mercury is in 23 Scorpio. 23 Scorpio conjunct Pluto. Okay, so then I will check. It is in the geocentric chart, but we know that Mercury turns retro 3 times in a year, so better check the heliocentric position. So then checking Mercury heliocentric position, I get that the last 20 years, 20 cycles, we got a 7% up, and in the last cycle we got 23% up. So the heliocentric Mercury works very well for the Nifty. Okay. Then I want to see what happened in the Nifty at the top. The top was December 2nd. And if I check December 2nd, we can find that heliocentric Mercury was at 22 Capricorn. So then I go to this chart, incorporation date, and transit on the December 2nd, and I see that Mercury was at 22nd degree Capricorn. Therefore, I will be waiting for a top or bottom when Mercury will reach an opposition, and that will be in March 6. Okay, so meanwhile, we are long above 17,200, and this is another chart for those who don't know astrology. So this is the chart that I make for Fibonacci days. Build an Excel file from the former tops and lows to receive future sit days. Sit means change in trend. So there are the 3 days. In April, you can see we will have at least 5 turning days from previous tops and lows. And in a technical analysis, if people don't know astrology, we draw a declining channel from the top and we combine the top to the low and we get a midpoint. So as long as it is above 17,200, it is above the midpoint. That means it should be supported here and go up to the upper side of the channel. Of course, every day that passes, the channel is getting lower. So my target is 17,800 at least. Okay, so this is for the time being. If you want to get more updates or more understanding on the charts that you trade, please sign up for the alerts and receive future updates and stops and targets for anything that you trade. Okay, so good luck.